we could be outraged by so many things. The judges, the dark money, the fact that the mayor came out, who's up for re-election, and tried to put it on mental problems and not the victim here. What would you like to see happen right now to address this situation outside of this one case? Because I think the bigger concern many have is cities just aren't safe. And these cashless bail policies, DeCarlos Brown could be one of thousands, Senator Moody.
So you have identified what has been heating up over the last decade, and it is this push by many of these partisan radical groups who, let's be very clear, they don't believe there should be prisons. They advocate for abolishing prison. They don't think anybody should be there. And that's a little bit like saying there should be absolutely no borders, right? Like you cannot approach crime and criminal justice issues by saying there should be no prisons, because there is evil in this world. And there are people that will seek to do you and your family harm. So the real concerns are policymakers, mayors, governors, these organizations, even the media, that all team up, that push for this concept that no one should ever be detained, no one should ever be arrested. We should make some things not crimes, and we should be able to decide that because we don't think they should be crimes. We are going to take that out of the hands of the legislature and the people that put them there to make the laws. We'll decide that, and we'll just decriminalize those by not acting upon certain crimes. So if you look at what is happening in these states and these cities that have been corrupted by these radical policies, they are defunding police, they're decriminalizing crime, they're not detaining anybody, they're letting everybody out no matter your repeat history or crimes. You get in people like in Florida. We have pushed exactly the opposite. When Pritzker filed a safety bill and proposed to let people out, we did exactly the opposite in Florida and called it the Real Safety Act.
Well, Florida is definitely leading the way there when it comes to safety, security, and people do feel safer down here. I can tell you that. You know, is it the removal of judges and the fact that there's no accountability, and maybe the congressman is onto something here, where maybe if they actually had to be held accountable for letting mad people just run on the streets here, or maybe it's what Sean Duffy says: take away the federal funding to clean up these light rails in the systems. They don't get access to what the government can and has been doing, Senator.
Well, it all starts with policies, right? Judges, if they're doing their job right, take the law and the policies given to them by their legislatures. That is how our government is set up, by we the people. And if they are following the law and doing their job, they have to have good policies to keep dangerous people behind bars. And when you have leaders across this country subversively passing these laws that will undermine safety and security, it's hard for them to do their jobs. Now, if they're not doing their jobs and they are going against the law and letting dangerous people out, each state has a structure to allow governors or other bodies to evaluate, and in some cases, if they're not doing their jobs, remove. But look, you're having the same problem with rogue prosecutors that aren't doing their jobs. They're a lot to blame for this. In our state, Governor DeSantis removed 2 prosecutors for not following the law. So you have to have a state and cities that live up to what is promised, and that is following the law.
And as Attorney General before becoming Senator of Florida, you know firsthand how the system works and when it doesn't work, depending on who's really running it.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.